Hey, it's Lynn Louise, and you're listening to the Cosmic Valkyrie podcast. If you haven't heard yet, I started a Patreon. So if you want to get early and ad-free podcast, as well as other forms of education and media, head on over there and get signed up. And before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the members that have already jumped in and are supporting me. Now, today I want to dive in to the beautiful year in which we are moving in, which is snake medicine. Y'all know that we moved into the age of Aquarius back in January for good, and ever since then it seems to be a shit show out there. But it's okay because we're going to discuss a little bit of that and how to get you moving in the right direction to creating the social change that you want in this world. Because every revolution starts with an internal evolution. We cannot create a different society without first changing who we are as individuals on the inside. Because that is what has gotten us to where we are today. And like Einstein says, you cannot change a problem or create a new outcome with the same brain that got you where you are today, or that created the problem to begin with. So we all need to evolve and grow so that we can really embody the cosmic warrior that we came to Earth to become. Because it is now the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius is about revolution. And you are witnessing it firsthand. And I want you to know this, that greed does not know borders. Running is not always an option. And no matter where you are, it can follow. Challenges can follow. And we're seeing that play out on the world stage. I'm going to be sharing a lot more of my personal views moving forward because I know that the times have changed, and it's going to be really important for me to clearly speak to the people that have the same values as I do. I'm a strong humanitarian and I fight for equal rights for all. If that is not you, feel free to unfollow. But if it is you, then stick around because we are here to transform the world. And today we're going to talk about snake medicine. We're also going to talk about Universal Year 9 because that's what we're in. And a little bit of the Age of Aquarius because we need to pull it all together. Now, if you're not up to date on what the Age of Aquarius is, it's when Pluto moves into the sign of Aquarius. Pluto is an outer planet, so it really embodies social change. But what I want you to understand about Pluto is it is the energy of the underworld. So when it hits Aquarius, it is pulling aside the curtain to expose corruption and injustices. Because Aquarius is the humanitarian. And you can see that playing out on the world stage. We're seeing all kinds of curtains being pulled back. Now, what it means for the individual energy, you as a person, is that you are supposed to be identifying your unique gifts so that you can embody them even deeper and show up in the world differently to support humanity with those gifts. So that's where we are at right now, the age of Aquarius. Now, the Universal Year 9 in numerology signifies endings, but what I want you to hear here is there is no ending without a beginning. So I want you to look at what you don't want in society, what you don't want for yourself, so that you can change it, take action in creating the life that you do want from here on forward. There's going to be a lot of beginning and endings this year, especially as we move into snake medicine. Because snake medicine is all about transmutation. I want you to know the difference between transmutation and transformation, because a lot of people will use them interchangeably, and while they kind of are, I want you to really grasp what snake medicine has in store for us so that you can really empower yourself through this year. This is a very rare medicine, y'all. This means that we're going to be involved in many experiences and live through many snake bites, which allows us to transmutate all the poisons, whether they are mental, physical, spiritual, or even emotional. So while it might be painful, we're going to be able to take that energy and transmute it into something that is beneficial for us. The cool thing about snake medicine is that it embodies creation. So a lot of the times it is associated with sexuality, psychic energy, alchemy, reproduction, and even ascension. And that's why you're here listening to the Cosmic Valkyrie podcast, because you are desiring ascension, a deeper knowing of who you are. Snake medicine really embodies the immortality of who we are in a cosmic sense, more than this earthly body. So the transmutation of the life, death, and rebirth cycle is emphasized through the snake as shedding the snake skin. It's an energy of wholeness, cosmic consciousness, and the ability to experience anything willingly and without resistance. So as we're moving into the snake year, really begin to note that even during hard times, you can allow things to unfold without putting up huge resistance. Because the cool thing about snake medicine is that it's kind of the acknowledgement that all things are equal in creation. And that those things which might be experienced as good or bad, or poison in the case of some snakes, can be eaten, it can be ingested, it can be integrated, and it can be transmuted if one has the proper state of mind. I want you to think about the symbol for alchemy. The two snakes intertwined around the sword. This represents healing. Snake is very much about healing. So if you've been listening to me for any time, you know that my mission is to gather women together, to evolve and ascend, really deepen their attachment to their cosmic luminous self, so that we can create a typhoon of transformation all over the world and reclaim the throne that we are written off of 3,500 years ago. Not to displace men, but to restore balance. And the beautiful thing about snake is that it gives us the ability to completely understand and accept the male and female within, because each creates and melds inside of us and produces that divine energy in which we desire. So it's not about seeking out the divine feminine or the sacred masculine. It's about embodying both of them and allowing them to flow within us. And just to be clear, masculine and feminine energy does not have anything to do with a female and masculine characteristics. They are energy. And we will dive deeper into that within E10X. Now, for those of you that have not gotten registered yet, E10X doors are open. They are closing on my birthday, which is February 13th, and that's going to be the first day of our call. We will be going into the depths of who you are on such a remarkable level. So if you are ready for a total experience and transformation, you want to make sure to register for that. But let's get back to this amazing energy, snake medicine. It teaches us on a personal level that we are universal beings. Through accepting all aspects of our life, we can bring about transmutation in this super fiery energy. When we are operating within the material plane, this creates passion, desire, and physical vitality. On the emotional plane, it's more about ambition, creation, resolution, dreams. Y'all know I love dreams. And on the mental plane, it becomes intelligence, power, charisma, leadership. This snake medicine is full of everything. But what you should be hearing here is it's in support of the revolution through evolution. Because when snake energy reaches the spiritual plane, it becomes wisdom, wholeness, and connection to self. Self being the bigger, the more of. You might call it I am, source, God, the great spirit, higher self, luminous self. That's what I call it. But whatever you call it, it helps deepen that connection through these different planes. Now, some of you might already know this, but I've spent the past 5 years working with a very powerful shaman. The shaman was trained by Don Juan. If you've read any of Carlos Castaneda books, you know who Don Juan is. But I'm going to be sharing more of the teachings within E10X that he has helped me learn and embody on the spiritual plane, turning these concepts into wisdom, deeper knowings. Okay, so let's get back to the snake medicine. The beautiful thing about snake medicine is that it comes along at the right time. We're in the age of Aquarius, or in a universal year 9, and it is telling us it is time to transmute thought, actions, and desires so that we can achieve more wholeness. Now, I want you to know this is a really super duper heavy magic. I've been working with this spirit animal for a long time. Now, when I popped onto this earth, it was in my medicine wheel to the east. So I have really had to learn how to utilize this energy in my own creation to be able to live the life of my dreams. And I'm super excited to share all this wisdom with you as we move through this year. But just know that it is really heavy. But heavy and hard does not mean bad. And magic is no more than just a change in consciousness. So transmuting this fiery energy can come with ease and flow when you have the right guidance. Now, before we wrap it up, I do want to share some of snake medicine when you are not operating in alignment, so you can identify when you are in that resistance and struggle and move out of it and into alignment. When you are operating out of alignment with snake, it's a sign that you are choosing self-doubt. You're masking your abilities to change. You don't believe in yourself. Maybe you have a fear of changing your present state of mind or state of circumstances because it may seem like it's going to be too uncomfortable. You know, after all, human beings don't like to be uncomfortable. But this medicine is going to demand that you get really, really uncomfortable. Take a look at what discomfort means to you, what this discomfort is keeping you from. Look at the viewpoint in which you're looking at the situation or the circumstances from. Because this discomfort is created from an old pattern that wants to keep you safe. It wants to keep you in a rut. So in order to guide beyond this place, which has become safe and, quite honestly, non-productive, you're going to have to embody the snake medicine. You're going to have to ingest that poison. Release that outer skin that is preventing you from next leveling your three-dimensional identity so that you can do and be more in this physical world. Move through this dreamlike illusion that has created this static and continuous, boring, unproductive rhythm. Whenever I think about snake medicine, yes, I'm getting sidetracked, but I want you to kind of envision those beautiful videos, or if you've ever been on the dunes, of the snake moving through the sand effortlessly, the rhythm of its body, you know, as it glides across the sand. Imagine yourself and your consciousness as that snake as it glides across the sands of consciousness. And if you live like inland, like I live in a highly dense population of lakes and rivers, I think about how the rivers wind around the landscape until they meet the oceans. So this beautiful energy can help you immerse in that water and know that a single droplet, which you represent, is being accepted by the whole. So I want you to really visualize this again. The beautiful river that wraps around the landscape that is reaching the big ocean. You are a droplet in that water that is accepted by the whole of it. So really embody the rhythm of snake. Allow yourself to incorporate and transmutate forces of the universe as a part of your sensual power. You are a powerful being. You have the ability to create anything in which you desire. And the beautiful thing about this energy, the age of Aquarius, the universal year 9, and everything that is coming in astrology this year, because it's going to be a big one, your external life is going to seem more and more chaotic. But the more you deepen your connection to your luminosity, the easier it will be not only to transmute your own circumstances, but the circumstances of the world. Because once again, every revolution begins with an internal evolution. And it's time for you to step into that deeper creator so that you can create the life of your dreams and the world that you want to live in. I want you to remember, you are the ancestor of 7 generations out. What do you want your collective to represent in the bigger picture? Because that is going to demand you personally change. And for that to happen, you're going to have to get into E10X.